Hey everyone, I want to touch base on a current event happening this week and just give us some thoughts on how to deal with it, how to think through it. So if you're paying attention to the news, there was this big leak last night about a potential decision coming down from the Supreme Court that would essentially strike down Roe v. Wade as we know it, making abortion not necessarily legal throughout our country. So from my understanding, it would simply leave it up to the states to decide, and it would leave open for states that are more eager to restrict abortion to do that, to where abortion could be illegal in a number of states in our country. So on the one hand, this is incredible news. We rejoice that there's a possibility of stemming the killing of innocent human beings made in the image of God, loved by Him. So anytime that happens, we are grateful, and we want to see that stop. And so we can thank God. I know a lot of us have prayed for this kind of thing over time. So if this happens and it has this kind of effect that some are hoping it will, it could be very good news, right? But also, let me just give a couple of thoughts. You know, if you're watching the world at large, and seeing the reactions out there, there's a lot of opinions and honestly people freaking out, a lot of fear and panic by people who are very much for abortion and feel like that's an important right in their minds, important maybe protection for women, that sort of thing. And so just a couple of things as we think about this. And just interacting with neighbors, family members who are pro-abortion, pro-choice, who want to see that stay in place. For one, I think it's important that we don't come across in a kind of smug, taunting, rubbing it in type of thing. That's possible to do in these kinds of things. And that reveals something about our heart that we need to watch out for. So be careful in the way you come across. Even as we celebrate and rejoice that lives will be saved, we want to be careful that we don't kind of rub it in as if we've gotten a victory and that's what it's about. That's not what it's about. We want to love people. That's what it's about. Secondly, I'd say this kind of thing and the potential for curbing abortion should lead us to be ready to step up, right, and love mothers and babies who are in difficult situations. So if a mom can't get an abortion, often they're going to be in really difficult circumstances, economically, maybe just the support system around them. So are we as Christians going to be ready to step in? Because maybe the law got changed to where they can't get an abortion, are we going to help them to fill that void of help that they feel like they need? Are we ready to back that up? And Christians are doing amazing things all over the country and world with this kind of thing, adoption and foster care and support and pregnancy clinics and all of that. But let's just make sure we're ready to back that up and care for the woman and the baby, not just when it's in the womb and not just when she's pregnant, but holistically throughout life. And that might look like different things, but let's just be ready to support and love that way. And then finally, I was going to say, when it comes to this, as we interact with people who are on the other side on this issue, this is an opportunity to have a discussion, to perhaps persuade. But let me just again say, we're not going to persuade if we just act like we're enemies and attack, right? So I'd say this is a great opportunity to ask some questions, just like, you know, what makes you so upset about this? Or, you know, it seems like there's a lot of fear. Like you feel, maybe you're talking to a woman, like as a woman, you don't feel valued because of this ruling. Why is that? And what would make you feel valued? And even expressing that, hey, we do value you. Maybe you ask questions like, what about abortion? You know, what do you think abortion is? Or why do you think abortion is okay? And that'll give you opportunities, hopefully, to throw some truth in there. Truth like, hey, we do love you. This is not about devaluing women or saying they shouldn't have rights or support or whatever. And there are the fathers in these cases do need to step up, and we can speak truth like that, or we can speak truth about, hey, the reason we're opposed to abortion is not because we hate women, it's because we actually love women. We love the unborn woman. And we want there to be, we believe that's a human being, a life. And so we have an opportunity to share some. But start with asking questions. And this is an opportunity for this to come to the surface, and then hopefully us to lead the way by being gentle and calm and reasonable and truthful, right? And yet loving in the midst of that, full of grace and truth, right? So look for those opportunities. And honestly, it probably won't change things here in California, because if it's left up to states, our state is generally going to go the way, and I think our governor has made that very clear, of supporting abortion. So we have more prayer and more work to do here in our state, but I know it's on the news and people are thinking about it a lot. So let's continue to do some of these things of having these conversations, of stepping up and caring for moms and babies in need, of making sure we're not rubbing things in like it's some kind of, one up, winning a battle or an argument. And then of course, as always, let's keep the gospel central. So our main concern is eternal suffering, is eternal death. And we want to save people from that. We want to tell them about the hope and the life that's found in Christ. And we want to exemplify that kind of love and joy. So love you guys. Have a good one. Thanks.